What is up, guys? My name is Palpatine Bricks, and today we're going to be looking at this massive, world's largest Lego boat, the Titanic. Now, this has so many pieces, it's crazy. But looking at this one right here, this Star Destroyer Intimidator MOC, is absolutely ginormous next to this Titanic. So we're going to be looking at exactly how big this set is compared to this MOC and seeing exactly what it's all about, and just having a little bit of fun and having a comparison between a Lego MOC that took hours and hours to build to a Titanic that took hours and hours to build. So let's take a look at them both right now, give you a little bit of a backstory of both. Let's check them out right now. Now, both of these Lego sets are massive, and I have a tape measure here. We're going to see exactly how long they are, how wide they are, so you could actually store them in your Lego collection. Now, obviously, we know that the Titanic has been released in 2021, and it is an official Lego set. Now, the Star Destroyer here on my left is obviously not a Lego Star Wars model. It is official Lego pieces from Bricklink. If you do want to get the parts list for that, I can put that in the comments below if you do want that, so let me know in the comments below. But has a lot of additional features that I have added on myself with my dad to get this collection going. But the first thing I do want to get started with is the actual length of the models. So if you just look over here, we have all the way from the back to the front of the model, we can see that it's around 1.35 meters long. So that's really long. That's also a very big Lego set. But this one here, if we have a look from the back of the model to the front, I can't even barely reach it, but it is almost 1.5 meters. So it's 1.5 meters long, which is amazing for a Lego model. As you can see in my Lego room, it makes everything look small. It can't even fit in. The actual table is very hard to move around, which is absolutely crazy. Now, comparing a TIE bomber to the models, it's actually pretty cool to see how big it is. So compared to the Titanic, as you can see here, that's a normal standard TIE bomber from last year. And now you can see this is about 15 of those put together. As we know, it's got 9,090 pieces. So it is almost reaching that 10,000 mark, but it's definitely far away from the 25,000 pieces that this Lego model has. Now, if you come closer here, you'll have a look. Now, this model actually has very cool features, which we have added on to the CharlesRAnderson model themselves. We can actually take off these panels right here, if you can see. And if you look closely, there's actually an interior for the Lego model, which you have a little walkway. And we're kind of in the middle of building this, so let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that, and if you want me to continue building an interior for this model, because I really did enjoy building it, but I just didn't know if there was many interest of building it. But if you keep having a look in here, we have another panel, and as you can see in here, we've got the original scene of Darth Vader picking up the Rebel Trooper. The Rebel Trooper's right now on the ground. Unfortunately, he is in a cardiac arrest, so that's a little bit of a bad situation for him. And if you've seen the movie, he's probably gone now. But it's very cool to see an interior for this model, as we know that the Titanic doesn't have an interior. But if we keep going and removing these panels, there's another potential for another piece of interior in here. So if you do want us to add another interior, just like this one in here, it's very cool to see that there are interiors in this model already being so detailed and so massive. It's very cool to see that we've added these details. Now, these last two panels are kind of in a build in progress. If you have a look in here, we've got two bunk beds, C-3PO and Luke in there. And then we also have a little control room, which is in progress, in maintenance. So right now, we're not building that. But let us know in the comments below if you guys do want us to keep going and building this MOC. It's very hard to put these panels back, but nevertheless, it's very cool. Now that I've showed you the actual model and the interior of the model, I want to show off some of the aesthetics. Like, as you can see from the front, this model is behemoth of a size. Like, I can't even grasp the size of this model itself. It has 4 different turrets, which actually turn, one being a different kind of turret and the other 3 being the same. And then following the sides of the model, you can definitely see that there's 3 layers of greebling of the entire model all around, just to depict the actual design and the aesthetic and the originality of the model in the movie. Even the bridge has so much quality that it's just amazing for this model. I mean, being 25,000 pieces, you would expect it to have a lot of detail and a lot of features for a model like this. Now, one thing that the LEGO Titanic does not have is something very unique that we actually added on ourselves to this model, is actually some lights for the greebling on the sides of the model. So we've got a couple lights on the sides. We still have yet to try and cover these cables, but it just gives that extra detail and that real feel for the model that it's just so much better than the LEGO model itself. And I'm also thinking of adding some shooting, maybe lights on the turrets to shoot, just to pretend like they're shooting at, you know, TIE fighters or, you know, X-Wings and a lot of different models that fly past. Now, some backstory of this model. So CharlesRAnderson actually designed this model. It took 800 hours to design this model in a digital software, and then he finally developed it through the actual real life specs and actually ordered the parts and built this model. I mean, the actual stands themselves, if you come closer here, you can definitely see the stands are very well engineered for the size of this, weighing almost 25 kilos. I would expect it to have some kind of engineering to actually just withstand the weight of this model because it's so heavy. Now, the transportation, don't even get me started on that. I do not want to transport this set. You need probably 2 people to pick this set up, whereas the Titanic, if you can see, I can actually pick this set up myself. It's actually very swishable, which is really good for the actual being a LEGO model. It's actually very cool to be able to just move it around, just not being that scared with it. It's a very solid model, whereas this one is a bit more kind of movement and a little bit scared, but that's besides the point. Now, looking at the model from the back, we do have the 3 official engine pieces at the back, which actually have the Death Star Planet Series sets as engines, which is pretty cool. And then point blank at the back of the model, it's so detailed and just so simplistic for its design that it's so well done for this Star Destroyer, just making it such a well done design and set to have in your collection. I mean, if you do want to drop $4,000, I would definitely recommend buying a Star Destroyer MOC for your collection. This is one of my favorite models I've ever had, and it always will be. Whereas the Titanic being $1,000, very swishable and still a massive LEGO boat. It's the biggest phenomenon in almost human history where this actually boat sank, which is it's very sad to think about, but it's a very cool ship. And you can see all the details and small little features of this set on those windows and everything. There's so much detail put into this set as well. I can't flame this set at all. It doesn't have any flaws whatsoever. It is a really cool display, but as you can see, it's quite small to the Star Destroyer itself. It's not that big, but if you are a boat collector, I would definitely recommend the Titanic. But it's definitely just looks so baby-like to this Star Destroyer next to me that it's not even funny to see. To wrap it up for this video, we can obviously tell that both of these sets are my biggest sets, probably in my collection. I do have sets like the Monarch here and the Millennium Falcon. So if you do want to see videos like that comparing other sets to those sets, please let me know in the comments below. I would be more than happy to do videos like that for you guys. But to summarize the video, we can definitely tell that this set has way more pieces. It is way bigger and it's way more aesthetic to a Star Wars fan. Whereas the Titanic is a very cool set that you should grab if you were a boat collector. And it's one of the largest LEGO Star Wars sets. Oh, sorry, not LEGO Star Wars. LEGO sets ever made. It is probably, I think, the second after the Eiffel Tower. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But it is one of the largest sets, so I still believe this is a very cool purchase. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this video. Thank you for staying to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys in the next Palpatine Bricks video.